All right, you guys, we got syndicates, right? Our next version of a hold. So syndicates are interesting. Basically, it's comprised of one person. Choose who we got. Who's our investor? Billy Joe. Pretty much, he finds a property for the sake of time and everything like that. I'm gonna make it pretty simple. Again, hop on our Discord, subscribe. We'll be going through some more intricate details of how this can go down. But Billy Joe finds a property. We're just gonna go single family for this. It's usually multifamily, mass tracts of land and stuff like that. But say Billy Joe finds this property. This property is worth, let's say, 500,000. 500K is the purchase price. We'll do ARV as one. We'll just do it 1 million to make it all the numbers as clean as possible. So Billy Joe finds this property. Who owns the property?
John.
Good old John. John has this property for 500,000. Billy Joe turns around and says he wants to do the deal. John agrees to seller finance to Billy Joe, right? Billy Joe orchestrates the whole thing. Billy Joe tells John, he's like, tell you what, I'll do it for 20% down. You finance it to me for a year, and we'll go interest only, and we will refinance the loan within a year, right? On this property. So 20% I owe, interest only to John. Well, now Billy Joe's got to find 20% of the 500, which is 100,000. I hope y'all keeping up with me. 100,000. So Billy Joe goes to, I'm gonna say Chun, goes to Chun, goes to Dave, goes to, no, give me another one.
Jimmy.
We had a Jimmy earlier. Jimmy's involved in a lot of stuff. Jimmy. And he tells these three, hey, let's go ahead and let's jump in, the four of us, 25K each. So Billy Joe's in for 25K, Chun's in for 25K, Dave's in for 25K. It varies however you structure it, right? 25K. They say they're gonna put the money together so that they can turn around and get John to agree to seller finance this bad boy. Now the ARV is 1 million, right? 1 hard million, right? So off the rip, they have 500K in equity, right? There's all kinds of repairs and stuff like that needs to be done. Rent rates coming back, they're making on $1 million property. Let's say they're making 20,000 a month, right? Gross, right? 20K a month gross, right? They're interest only to John at, what's their interest rate? It's interest only, so we'll go like, maybe, it's gonna be super high. It's gonna be like 15%. 15% interest rate. All right, what's 15% of 400,000? So it should be 60,000. Divide by 12. What's that? 5,000. Monthly mortgage equals 5K, but they're bringing in 20K gross, so 15K net. No refinancing. Sorry. Okay, so what Billy Joe just did was he just performed a syndicate, right? So he found a deal. And he turned around and he brought it to these guys and they jumped in. Now again, this gets really complicated. If you didn't follow what was going on, hop on our Discord. I'll break all these things down a lot more and then show you a more complicated version of it. But again, Billy Joe over here would have probably structured their LLC to where Billy Joe would get, I don't know, maybe 50%, right? If he's putting up the majority of the money. And then these three would split the other 50%, which 50 divided by 3, what are we looking at?
16.66.
16%. 16% each. Yeah, something along that. And then it also go the other way. Sometimes Billy Joe doesn't put in any money at all, and he orchestrates the entire deal, and he asks for 1%, right? However you end up doing it, you syndicate the deal because you brought the deal together, and you turn around, you handle all the legalities, you handle the plan, you got the rent rates down, you turn around, you collect rents every month. You got a good relationship with John, and you set the LLC. You bring all these three people don't know each other, right? Now syndicates are done not just with 3 people. A lot of times they're done with like 30 and 40, and they bring that many people together to go buy, a 100-unit apartment. So we're talking about a little bit more complicated numbers and stuff. And again, I'm missing out on a lot of smaller things that would affect this price over here, obviously. But for a sake of time and everything, and trying to keep it nice and simple for you guys, that's pretty much how a syndicate works, all right? So you get the basic concept of it, all right? There's many ways you can turn around and hold this property. This is just one of them, syndicates, all right?